Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the HamBonez Show. Matt, Troy, Jordan, Zach coming in with his picks as well. We'll always include the Z-Man. Back in our picks, we got NFL Pickems. We're on week 9. Week 9 of the NFL. Over halfway now.
Can't believe it.
Yeah.
It's flying.
Yeah, it's that time of year. Weather's changing up here in Michigan. It's getting pretty cold out. Halloween this week. A couple days, actually.
That's right. Friday.
You guys dressing up?
Matt.
I always put on one of my Goff or Hutch jerseys, and then last couple of years and has been a Lions player as well. So that's been fun.
Nice. Troy,
Yeah.
you dressing up?
No, I don't think so. I did carve pumpkins last weekend though, so
nice.
Getting in the spirit.
Nice. Yeah, I don't usually. I might throw on like a Bowser. I have like a Bowser zip up that Kate got from like Goodwill one time, but she got us Team Rocket from Pokemon, Team Rocket uniform, and I think a bunch of the kids are going to be Pokemon. So
nice.
It'll be fun. Trick or treating. Yeah, let's see. Takeaways from week 8. Zach's got some notes here. I'm going to read off. We already talked a little bit about how week 8 was kind of boring, almost like just kind of a bunch of blowouts, especially in the first couple of windows of games. But Zach's got some good ones here. Number 1, he's happy for AG and Justin Fields. Got their first dub. And yeah, 500 yards of offense.
Yeah.
Is that right?
That's insane. Who would have guessed? Number 2, WTF Falcons. They're basically the Cardinals of the South.
Yeah.
I think
the
Troy
birds, man. I don't know.
Yeah. The birds. Number 3, the Washed Committee had so much footage to review with the QBs we saw on Sunday. I'm not saying we lit a fire under Stroud last week, but I'm not saying we didn't either.
Yeah. He's definitely a subscriber.
Oh, shit.
I think so.
And then he's got rankings for the Washed list, his updated rankings. At the GOAT status at the top, he's got Kenny Galladay. I'm not sure what's it going to take to knock him down. He got a big fat bag with the Giants after showing out for the Lions, with Stafford and Golden Tate era. It was good times. On the next top, he's got 1 Kirk Cousins, and the only note is yikes.
Yeah.
2, Andy Dalton has 254 career touchdown passes, more than Tony Romo, Steve Young, and Donovan McNabb somehow. You have nothing left to prove, my guy, and I'll be betting against you every time you start. So Zach's digging deep for some of these stats too. Number 3, he just has Russell Wilson. Number 4, Carson Wentz. Get well soon and happy retirement. He didn't announce it yet, but it's time.
Yeah, that was painful to see him in that much pain.
I know. They just kept throwing him out there too.
Yeah. That was nuts.
Poor guy. Number 5, this is the last one on the list. He says, Geno Smith tied for the league lead in interceptions at 10 in only 7 games.
Yeah.
Not good.
That's wild.
Yeah, thank you, Zach, for a little recap.
I always like hearing Zach's feedback and his takes, and he's got some zingers in there. I love it. So it's great.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple things that I've got from last week. So first off, uniform of the week. This will not come as a surprise to anyone. The Denver Broncos throwbacks, always a classic. With those orange jerseys, bright blue helmets, the D on the helmet, so clean. Love it every time. Honorable mention goes to the Eagles out in Philly. The Kelly Green's always a good look. A lot of people are saying, hey, they should do these, every single, this should be their primary. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think their, primary right now is pretty solid. And I think the reason everyone loves those Kelly Greens so much is you see them once or twice a year. And it's just a special occasion, right? So I think it's perfect. Keep it as that. But well done there. On the other side, again, not uni of the week. I got to think of a better name for that. But both Pittsburgh and Green Bay. I know it's not the first time we've seen the all whites from Green Bay, but Pittsburgh, those uniforms, we talked about them last week. Whatever was going on there, the one thing I'll say, the matte yellow helmet, I was kind of enjoying that for whatever reason, but the rest of it, scrap it, put them in the Hall of Fame, and call it a day on those. And Green Bay, I just wanted to note that. And as much as I dislike Green Bay and everything that comes along with them, being a Lions fan, I will say their uniforms are great. Just keep doing what you're doing with the primaries there, the green and yellow. It's solid. It's traditional. So the all white, I don't know, just stop. So that's all I got.
Yeah, I was trying to picture like with Pittsburgh, if they inverted the yellow and the black, if that would have looked better. Like when I was watching it, I was like, maybe that would have been a little bit better direction, but yeah. those were just bad.
And it was weird too, because there was, I forget which, I think it was white numbers on the front and then black on the back, which I don't know, it just looked really odd to me. So yeah, well, hopefully that's the last time we see those.
Yeah. Got to give an honorable mention to the Chargers too. I loved those.
Nice.
I loved those.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I'll just point out one thing that was cool last week. So we had 9 games where we all picked the same winner. We went 6-3 in those games. And then right at the end, we kind of picked which game we thought we might get wrong. We thought maybe it would be the Browns beating the Patriots, which obviously didn't happen. But our reason was because Myles Garrett has the potential to wreck a game and completely go crazy. And he did. Obviously, the Browns still lost, but I just wanted to highlight 5 sacks, a forced fumble, 6 tackles for loss. Yeah, that's just him going nuts. Unfortunately, it didn't amount to much in the scoreboard because they still got blown out. But I thought,
did you say he had 4 sacks?
5.
5.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Crazy. That's insane.
Yeah.
It's really quite sad, honestly.
Yeah.
They still lose by a lot. It wasn't close even.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, here's our updated standings here. Matt's on top again. Familiar position for Matt. Zach's clawing his way back from the bottom thanks to, another big lock for him. He goes 10. He's gambling 10 every time, a gambling man. And me and Troy fell quite a bit thanks to our lock loss last week. So that's disappointing for me and Troy. Matt's really gaining some space here, getting a little cushion.
Yeah.
The view is nice up here.
Almost triple digits on the total points too. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's our first year doing this, so that'll be the first one through if he can get there.
Yeah, Jordan, you just got to figure out your locks, man. Like, we got the same record, but goodness.
I know. I've been going low points on my locks, and then, I've missed 2, so.
Yeah.
Falcons, I had too much faith.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything's going good here this week 8. We're rolling into week 9. I'm excited to see kind of how this ends the year. The lock system's interesting. We'll see how that goes. We talk about it a lot, so I'll skip that. But I think this just goes to show, though, any given Sunday, right? Any given week, you can really adjust your standings here at the HamBonez. Just takes one win or one loss. Let's get into the games here. Thursday night. Oh, before I get into the games, I got to shout out my 5th hour class. What's up? I don't think any of them watch, and if they do, I'm sure after 10 minutes their attention span quite isn't there yet for NFL football, at least. We did a Halloween theme, and I gave them a sample of like 10 teams, and they voted. They tied their favorite ones from the 10 I gave them. So keep an eye out for Carolina Panthers tied with the Miami Dolphins, and we'll see one pretty quick here, actually, the Thursday night game. So I just wanted to lead that off, give them a little love, because they've been helping me out a little bit with the graphics and testing and voting on my graphics. I appreciate them very much.
Love it.
All right, here we are.
Oh,
Thursday night, we got Halloween horror theme. Baltimore Ravens. They are 2-5, coming off a win. Bye week and a win, going down to Miami, who's also coming off a win, 2-6. Not great records, but here we are.
Yeah, no, well done on the pictures first and foremost. Those are very nice. They do remind me of Harry Potter. We've been getting into that a lot in the last week or two in our household. Obviously the left, it looks like he's on the castle. The right, it even in Goblet of Fire, it looks like one of those monsters that's when they're in the in the pond or the lake there. So, anyways, it's kind of a tale of two teams here with Dolphins and Ravens. Obviously, Dolphins kind of squeaked out that win. Not squeaked it out, but they beat them handily. So you don't really know what to expect with Dolphins. Same thing with the Ravens. It looks like Lamar's going to be back. So excited to see what he looks like. I think he'll add a little bit more juice to their offense. But I think it's time for the Ravens to kind of pick up where they left off last year and kind of get back into the hunt. So for that reason, I'm going to take the Ravens.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see this week how things pan out. I don't know if it's just the matchups this week, but I was going through them thinking like we might have a lot of guarantees, HamBonez locks this week. And maybe that's us just kind of like becoming a little more in sync in our analysis of the teams and how the games are shaking out. But we'll see. Who knows? Maybe we'll see some good splits and solos. Zach is next. Zach has the Ravens over Dolphins. Ravens are motivated. They are currently favored to take the AFC North somehow. And Lamar Jackson is coming back. He's on track. Right? I think so. I think it's likely.
Yeah, thank you, Baltimore, for beating the Bears for us, helping us out in the division. Yeah, I kind of feel I'm with you guys here. I think Baltimore is going to go on one of their little runs here and try and give themselves a shot. I do like how you have in the Dolphins graphic is that Mike McDaniel swimming for his life at the top there. He stayed afloat for another week, so I got to give him props. But I couldn't do it. I got to go with Baltimore.
Oh man, that was gold, Troy. Yeah, I'm with you guys. 7.5 road favorites with, this type of record and the terrible defense. But it's the Dolphins, it's a little scary because the Dolphins showed some life, and maybe they got some juice coming off that win, staying home, for this game. But if you got Henry and Lamar, Miami, I don't believe that they can get two great wins in a row like that, playing that way. They're still giving up a lot of points, rushing yards. So I would expect the Ravens to keep rolling and try to claw their way back into a playoff seed here. We'll see. All right, next we have we're back. Next we have the 4-3 Chicago Bears coming off a loss, but they're 2.5 road favorites at Cincinnati, also coming off a loss, 3-5.
Yeah, I think the Bengals picture right now is my favorite. Very nice. This will be an interesting one, like a lot of the games. But the Bengals, I think that was a heartbreaker against the Jets. Just kind of the way they lost. They were up late, and it was just kind of one of those things where it felt like Jets were, not to get into them right now, but it was a team of destiny for that day for a few reasons, right? But Bengals, I think I do think they'll be motivated to get back and to kind of play well with Joe Flacco being there for a few weeks now. But then you got Chicago on the other hand, and they're kind of squeaking out wins. I know they lost last week for the first time in a while, but I think the Bears get back on track. I think Ben Johnson is really starting to get that team together. Still don't know what to think about Caleb yet, but I think if you're the Bears, if you don't beat the Bengals, you're kind of almost throwing in the towel on the season. So, but I do think they squeak out this win.
Yeah, I kind of agree with what you said there, Matt. If they don't get this, then there might not be in the best spot looking at the end of the year wise. Zach here, let me pull up. I just lost it. Let me see. Zach is going Bears over Bengals. I'm afraid last week's Jets loss broke the Bengals. The Bears have forced 16 turnovers in 7 games, the most in the NFL this year. And we know Flacco can be turnover prone.
Yeah, this one I was going back and forth on as well. I was trying to picture this game in my head, just thinking like a road game for the Bears in Cincinnati. The Bengals were kind of getting a little exciting with Flacco, and then last week, them losing, I don't know if that kind of turned me off of them. Usually when I go back and forth, I kind of just go with the home team, but I'm going to go with Chicago as well. I just feel like they're slightly better overall team. Don't 100% trust Flacco, so I'm going to think that Ben Johnson gets them back on track.
Dang. I didn't think we'd all be on the Bears. They're both bad. Cincinnati's defense is way worse than the Bears. The Bears at least can force turnovers. Yards per game wise, the Bears aren't great. And my biggest concern for this game is the Bears already have a couple of guys on IR corner wise, and I think Tyreek Stevenson's also questionable. I'm not sure if he's coming back or not. So it's like if they got a bunch of backups in their secondary guarding Chase and Higgins, but so that was making me lean Bengals to start. However, Joe Flacco's got a shoulder injury in his throwing arm. He's questionable. I don't know the extent of the injury, but I know that that was enough concern for me to just kind of go. I'm leaning Bears. This is one I actually didn't have picked confidently. Seeing everybody on the Bears, it's like I don't know if I should switch or not, because this is where I get cute and then I get burned. I make picks every week. I feel like I know I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to because it's fun.
Yeah.
And now that I'm last, I feel like I got to be conservative. But
right,
I'm going to stick with my gut. My gut was going Bears, so there's an opportunity for one of you guys to switch if you think Jamar Chase and Higgins are going to explode on this Bears defense.
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking.
I don't trust the Bears. I really don't. I think I've said it every game. I keep flip-flopping on against them and with them. And
yeah. You know what? Throw me on the Bengals.
Ooh.
And I feel like, and I hate doing this. Not this, but I hate this mindset that I have sometimes, especially with the NFC North, where I think, I'll pick them and it'll be okay if I'm wrong, because then it's a loss, right? But so that was a bit of my reasoning too. But I think I could see it. I could see, Flacco being a little, hey, I want to prove I'm still good, right? And lighten it up. We'll see. So, all right, I'm changing my pick. Got to change that.
Yeah, I'm looking at they're putting up points. They're able to put up points, and I don't think this Bears defense is, like I said, I think overall, and I look at like yards per games, and sometimes I'll break it down by rush and pass. That's kind of my metric for defense and all the short time I have to research things, and they're 25th overall, so they're not a great defense despite, they get a lot of the turnovers. However, Cincinnati's 32nd, in overall. So not great. Next, we have the Minnesota Vikings coming to town, coming to Detroit, Michigan. Minnesota is, what are they? They're 3-4. That's
yeah.
Man, how did they get 3 wins?
3-4, 4-3.
I have them at 3-4, but we can double check that.
No, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 3-4 Lions, obviously 5-2. Lions are 9.5 point favorites at home.
That's a lot.
Yeah, especially for a division game, right? But I obviously bye came at the perfect time. I think, there's a lot of motivation behind Brian Branch after his whole situation as well. I'm going to the Lions for a number of reasons. It's at home. It's after a bye. Vikings, on the other hand, we don't know what JJ McCarthy is going to be. He hasn't played in feels like 2 months, and he's only played 2 games in his career at that. So I think the picture you have right now kind of visualizes the Lions and how they feel right now. They're hungry. They know that going into November and the second part of the year, they've got to get wins. Otherwise, the North is going to be up for grabs. So every single week it's going to be battle. So I think Dan Campbell has them hungry, and they do what they're supposed to do and beat the Vikings.
Zach's with you. No surprise there, really. Let's see what he's got. Wentz is out. Is JJ ready? Question mark. Lions more healthy coming off the bye.
Getting healthy is the big thing. I mean, we should get Terry on back. I don't think Malcolm Rodriguez will play, but I believe they opened his practice window. Obviously, Aleem, just another week healthier. Kirby, Branch coming off a suspension. I don't think DJ Reed's back yet, right? He's still out, but
maybe one more week, I think.
Yeah, I'm going Detroit. It's going to be interesting. JJ, when the Vikings got him, I was terrified. I still believe in him that he'll be good, but I really don't know what was going on with the injury. I kind of feel like it was a little bit of a excuse just to set him down and give him some time to, I don't know, watch from the sidelines or process or whatever, because it was, pretty long. Well, right after he got hurt, he kind of said that he was fine, and then he missed a bunch of weeks. And then there was the clip in the Thursday night game where a player ran out of bounds and he hurdled over the guy and looked obviously really healthy. And then they kept Wentz in still. So I don't really believe that he was super injured, which tells me they didn't really trust him to play. He does scare me though with Justin Jefferson, but yeah, I think Detroit's kind of going to smell blood in the water here, especially coming off a bye. And they're, the spread scares me, but I do think they'll win.
Yeah. Is Kirby back?
I assume so, but maybe not.
I guess I haven't seen for sure either way.
Yeah. He might still be questionable. I'm not sure exactly. I could see them maybe giving him a little more time if they're feeling confident, Yeah. We'll see. I'm not super sure. I didn't check too deep into injuries this week. Interesting though, right? JJ, that's the biggest, not McCarthy. I'm thinking of Jay Jettis. He can go crazy on us. We've seen it too many times, in our fandom here with the Lions. Although the end of last year when we played to get that number 1 seed, was it Amik locked him down, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Amik. So and with Terrion's probably coming back, but I mean, why wouldn't you put Amik right back on him? So that's kind of a rematch there to see if he can still kind of slow Jefferson down, and I'm sure we'll have a safety up top of him the whole game too. The only other note I had is Hutch and Aleem. Are they going to cook? I think the O-line's a little beat up. They haven't been playing great, so definitely can get some pressure on the young quarterback who's coming off an injury too. So should be a fun game.
And Hutch has that motivation now.
He's got to prove it.
Got his new contract. He's I think he's going to want to put on a show for the home fans. So that's going to be exciting. Glad to have him locked up, but never really was worried about it. Obviously that was going to get done, but it's exciting.
Yeah. I mean, to your point, he'll be able to focus on football. Not that it didn't sound like he was too concerned about his contract at all in the offseason or, throughout the negotiations. But he's locked up. He'll be able to focus on football first and foremost. So it's great to see. Great to hear.
Yeah, we knew he was a pillar, and it was a matter of time. I'm glad, it got done and it didn't string out too long because you knew it was coming. But it's just really cool to see how they're drafting this team, building this team, paying for their pillars, like we've said. That's kind of their thing. Like you come here and you ball out and do the job they ask you to do, they will reward you. I feel like sometimes that's rare in the NFL, so that's cool to see us do it. Okay, all right, we're moving on. We got Carolina Panthers 4-4. headed to Green Bay, who are 5-1-1. The Green Bay Packers are 13.5 home favorites against.
13 and a
That's,
half.
I mean, that's
Wow.
what I got. You can check that.
Yeah.
I believe
I
it.
mean, they balled out.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too. Yeah, I think. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Panthers they're fine. They're not. I don't know if they're really a playoff team yet. They were on a roll for a few weeks, earlier this month, and looks all right. But I think this game being in Green Bay, I think Packers are unfortunately starting to hit their stride, and I don't see a way where the Packers lose this one at home. I do think it might be a little tighter than 13.5 points. Maybe they don't take them as seriously. I don't know. But yeah, give me the Pack.
Packers over Panthers. Zach the Z-Man says this might be Andy Dalton versus Parsons. Yikes. I'm not sure. I feel like Bryce Young has a chance to play, just kind of the way things were being talked about last week. But I'm not super in tuned this week on the injury report. I don't know if it matters.
Yeah. I mean, double-digit home favorites kind of says it all. I agree with you, Matt. If I was actually betting, I might take the Panthers and the points, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Green Bay, obviously, I'm picking. I don't have too much notes. They're the better team. They're at home. Crazy things happen, but not enough for me to go crazy with a pick.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I mean, that would be way too cute. I don't know if there's a real good avenue. Green Bay's defense, solid. Offense, it's on fire right now. As much as I think I was trying to talk myself out of them a little bit last week with their competition that they've played, I think I looked at their schedule and wasn't too impressed. But, I mean, they're winning. They're getting the job done, unfortunately. But at home, coming off that big win, too, against Aaron Rodgers, I think they'll be flying high a little bit here for a few weeks. They got Philly next, at the Giants, Minnesota at home, and then they come to Detroit for Thanksgiving. That's like a collision course waiting to happen.
Yeah.
That's going to be a crazy Thanksgiving game. I can't believe they put that on the schedule, man. That's crazy.
That one's going to do numbers for sure, and I'm already scared for it. Just like every week, every game, but always scared.
Yeah, we should be better equipped this time around, now that we've got more identity and kind of got a sense of who they are, but still, that's scary.
Mm-hmm.
All right. LA Chargers, 8.5-point favorites on the road. They're 5-3 going to Tennessee, who have fallen to 1-7 on the year.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about the Titans anymore. Like, I thought early on, obviously this is before the Callahan firing, but I thought we would see some life from them. I mean, they have a rookie quarterback, and typically you'll see them break off a few games. People don't know how to truly guard him and see how he plays in the NFL, and so he'll be able to break off things. But again, not that I don't think he'll be good in the future, but I just don't think there's much around him, whether that's a coaching staff, whatever. I just don't see a way where the Titans win this week again. And until they prove me otherwise, I'm going to go against them. So give me the Chargers.
Zach says, Chargers over Titans. I still don't trust the Chargers, but the Titans might be the worst team in the league.
Yeah. This game, it is a time zone game, which could get a little scary. Chargers heading east for a 1:00 game. But they were impressive Thursday, and I guess we're going to find out how, we're going to play the Vikings to know maybe how impressive that actually was, but they looked good. Herbert was cooking, but they were at home. This is a big spread again. I think it will be a lot closer, but I just can't pick the Titans. But it wouldn't shock me if, the Chargers have been kind of our bane of our existence and our picks this year. So, this kind of feels like a game that they would surprise us, but Yeah.
Yeah. You never know.
I got the Chargers. I don't have any notes. It's a little scary, like you're saying, Troy. When I don't know, Titans are they're a mess right now. Hence the clown picture.
Whoa. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to edit that in a second, but I missed something earlier.
What's up?
No, I was just
Is it a uni?
yeah. So
I
after
can
this
go
slide,
back.
go back to Green Bay, and I'll have to edit that a little bit. But
You want me to go back? I can go back right now.
sure. If you're done.
Yeah, I don't have any notes.
Oh, and one more note about this game. Uniler, almost forgot, just came out today. So not a big fan of these, I'll be honest, but Green Bay is rolling out these historic goodness. I mean, it's like the helmet's brown. It's supposed to encapsulate like a leather helmet, and it's navy jerseys, yellow numbers. So that'll be an interesting one. I still think they win, unfortunately, but yeah, I guess we'll see what everyone else thinks about those after the game. So, for what it's worth,
It was interesting because I don't know if you remember, was it last year or 2 years ago? The University of Illinois, when they were playing Michigan, had the same helmets, those like
yeah,
leather-looking ones,
I
and
remember that.
they didn't look bad, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see the Packers should have worn them last week when they played the Steelers. Just gone completely crazy, but I
Right,
guess you got to
right.
wear them at home.
That would have been goofy as hell.
Yeah,
They should have a game where both teams wear the leather helmets. That would be fun.
yeah.
would
There
be
you
cool.
go.
That would be cool. All right, moving on. We have the 3-4 Atlanta Falcons going up the East Coast to New England, 6-2. New England's a 5.5-point favorite.
Goodness, I mean, Zach said it earlier. You can't trust the Falcons, and was it Jordan? You or him said they're the Cardinals of the South. Yeah, I thought the Falcons were good a few weeks ago, and they beat Buffalo. Like, who are they? I know Penix wasn't playing. So, do we know if he's healthy, if he's back yet?
I believe
don't
so.
know.
I think he's on track to play.
Okay. So, I mean, maybe they pull it off, but gosh, I guess the Patriots are rolling right now, and it's at home in New England. I don't see the Patriots losing.
Zach agrees, of course. Patriots over Falcons. Penix is likely going to play, but how limited will he be? Falcons don't deserve any trust after last week's Miami loss, and the Pats are guttural sigh and eye roll good again, he says.
Yeah. I'll say this. I think this so far is my favorite graphic matchup. I like that Falcons guy. That's pretty sweet. He reminds
Yeah.
me of you know those old like what doctors used to wear like in the I don't know 1500s or whatever with that
Oh,
big
yeah,
helmet.
yeah.
For the
I know
flag.
that's yeah. And then the Patriots guy is pretty sick too. My only note here is when the home team is the better team, you pick the home team, and the Patriots are home, they're better. So, yeah, I'll go with New England.
I know. I'm going Patriots. I mean, I don't think you can bet against them right now. It's just kind of like they're almost due to kind of fall back to earth. They've been playing so great. They're a great team. And the Falcons are just it's up and down. It's literally just like one week they're dominant, the next week they're getting blown out by the Panthers, shut out by the Panthers. Like, is that what we saw last week? And now they're going to be hot again, but on the road against a great defense. Patriots are hot. I don't know which Falcons we're going to see, but I'd still put my money on the Patriots if I had to here.
Yeah. I thought about switching, but yeah.
Oh, sorry, I already locked it. My bad.
Good.
Do you want? I can go back if you want.
No,
All right.
no.
All right. San Francisco 5-3, coming off a loss at the New York Giants 2-6. San Francisco is a 2.5-point road favorite.
This will be a good game, I think. First and foremost, this is another uni alert. So the Giants are wearing their throwbacks. It's not too crazy. It's basically same colors and everything, but it's got the word Giants and I think white face masks maybe. I think it's a little bit of different trim around the jerseys. So I always like that look for them. So I think that'll give them a nice little pop too. I also think the Niners, the injuries have finally caught up to them. They got to come all the way out east to New York. I think, after Cam Scadaboo was at last week, he had that crazy injury. I think the team loves him, and I think they might rally around him. So I think I'm going to take the Giants today.
Yeah, those are good points here. Zach's got the Niners over the Giants. Injuries have made this game very sad, he says. That's all he's got.
Yeah. The Giants coming off a bad loss. If Scadaboo didn't get hurt, I'd probably pick the Giants. But when I was picking them, I was like, okay, they're obviously been without Neighbors. Now they're without Cam. Can the rookie quarterback just keep it going? It'd be really impressive if he does. It is that time zone game, which is scary, but I think the 49ers get back on track after that loss to Houston last week. Even with the injuries, just they're well coached. They still have a lot of talent, so I think they win.
I know. I considered this one for a little bit. San Francisco, they're still beat up a little bit, that injury though, that's another nasty. And I don't know, this year they seem to be showing the injuries a little bit more. I feel like in the past they'll say like we're not going to show it again, but like now they're showing him holding up his leg with a little limp.
Oh, I didn't watch it. Was it bad?
It was like hanging in the sock, like dislocated, just kind of. It wasn't a great one, and Troy, I'm with you. Like this offense is just such a shame. No Malik Neighbors. I know I said that like the past like 2 or 3 weeks now. Dart's exciting, and now Scadaboo's gone. The Scat man. I'm going San Francisco as well. I think the New York defense, although the line, they got those great pass rushers. I just CMC, just give them the ball and let them go. I mean, they can be ran on, and CMC's about to go crazy. How the thing that's making me nervous though is like at New York, isn't this where all these crazy injuries like the turf, like San Francisco's already made out of glass basically, so we'll see if they can come out unscathed here. If you're a Niners fan.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
So
we shall see.
Hopefully everything turns out okay. I hate seeing injuries. I really do. Kind of like ruins things a little bit, It's just like who's going to make it to the end the healthiest.
Yeah.
Seems like these days. Okay, Indianapolis Colts, top of the league, 7-1. They're 3.5 road favorites, going to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are 4-3.
Man, those Steelers, especially with Aaron Rodgers, what are they, right? So Colts are coming into Pittsburgh, and I think this will be kind of a gross game. So I was thinking about this the other day when I think it was Sunday night watching Steelers and Packers. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are king of like weird scores. So they'll like at some point have like 15 or like 19 points in a game or just some weird number. I feel like every week when I see them, it's just, I don't know. So it's kind of an odd thing that I was thinking about, but I'm sure it's just me. So anyways, about the game, I think everyone's high on the Colts, and as they should be, but I think this might be kind of a defensive battle. Aaron Rodgers might be a little ticked off that, he didn't show up against his old team last week. So I think I'm actually going to take the Steelers.
Nice. I don't hate that. Zach has the Colts over the Steelers. The Steelers have a super expensive defense, and they've been quietly terrible, allowing 25 points per game, which is 22nd, and 386 yards per game, which is 30th. He's got the Colts offense as first in yards per game at 385 and points per game 33.8. Bringing the stats.
The Steelers made me so mad last week. I went to bed, obviously, at halftime of the Sunday night game, and the Steelers were up, and it was like, okay, good. They're going to beat the Packers. They're going to help us out. And then I wake up in the morning, and it really, the score-wise, wasn't even that close. And I was like, what the heck happened? But, when I was thinking about this game, I still look at the Colts schedule, and they still have a lot of kind of fluffy wins in there. I just kind of was like, okay, if the Colts win, they're 8-1 and they're the best team in the NFL. Do they feel like that team? And I couldn't really get myself to that point yet. I don't quite think they're there, and maybe I'm just going to say that all the way to the Super Bowl. But I'm going to go with the Steelers. I think they're at home. It was a bad loss. Maybe there's some bounce back with, Mike Tomlin leading the ship there. Colts, I just have a hard time seeing them having the best record. So I think at some point they have to lose, and this feels like one that they would.
Yeah, funny you talk about the game, Pittsburgh and Green Bay, because obviously Troy and I were on Pittsburgh trying to get some Aaron Rodgers magic, and it looked like it could have been a possibility. Like, they were in a great spot. Green Bay was lucky to come back and get a field goal at the end of the first half. I was feeling confident, and then after the second half, it was like back-to-back drives where like there was like an absurd offsides that wasn't called on the Packers. It wouldn't have given the Pittsburgh a first down, but you just almost had this feeling. And then that Tucker Kraft, I don't think he scored on it, but he did like a crazy yard after catch play. He was like 50 plus yards, but it was like just the most obvious two-hand push off, offensive pass interference that went uncalled. After that, I was like, oh, God, Green Bay's about to roll them. And that's exactly what happened. And I was like, oh, my gosh. Like, it's, obviously not on the refs. But in that first, coming out of the half, I had that feeling where it was like, oh, the refs are not going to let this happen. I just wanted to mention that just to hate on the Pack a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
NFL loves you. Although we are loved now, too. I'll be honest.
Are we, though? I'm not sure we are.
Maybe it's
the
a
Tampa
love
Bay
hate.
game a little bit.
Tampa Bay, yes. Chiefs, no.
Yeah, not
Ryan Branch, no.
Yeah.
But to get back to this game, you guys are making me nervous because I'm all in on the Colts. I totally understand the argument about the matchups they've had so far being a little bit weaker. Steelers can absolutely win this game. I really think this is like a sneaky game that people are just so high on the Colts. So everyone's going to pick them. I got to ride with them because I got good vibes all year with them. I think they're a great team. This could be where they kind of fall back to earth, but I just want to point out, like, this is actually a massive matchup in the AFC. If the Colts win this one, like people are expecting, and they should, right? Being this hot right now, the leading team record in the NFL, that AFC North, you got Cincinnati sitting at 3-5. If they beat Chicago, now you're tied with Pittsburgh. Cleveland's only a couple games behind. They're on a bye. And then if Baltimore comes out and win, they're at 3-5. Like, that North is wide open.
Yeah.
It could be with the Pittsburgh Steelers losing. How many have they lost? 2 in a row now? 2 in a row. Now you got to go against Indianapolis Colts. That's not an easy game. You got to go over to Chargers next. So could be open. AFC North might be open for business.
Year. It's cool to see some new faces out there, right? Like Colts, prime example. New England obviously is up there as well. Denver, gosh, I cannot wait for these playoffs, assuming things kind of more or less hold true. Chiefs are going to be there, Bills are going to be there, but it's kind of nice to see, a few new faces in that AFC leaderboard.
Yeah, I like that. We got the Denver Broncos 6-2, 6-2 Denver Broncos at the Houston Texans, who are 3-4, and they're 1.5-point favorites at home, coming off a win.
I could not believe that the Texans were favored against the Broncos. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I think they've rattled off 5 straight. Does that sound right?
The Broncos.
Yeah. This will be a interesting matchup. I feel like it's 2 similar teams actually. Good defenses. They can score a lot of points if they're on, but I went back and forth. I think I'm going to take the Broncos. I think they are just riding a wave right now, and Texans, yeah, they're not trash, but I don't know. CJ Stroud, I just can't see it happening right now.
Yeah, Zach's with you. He's going Broncos over Texans. I don't think that's a huge surprise to us. Both elite defenses, but I trust Denver's offense slightly more, he says.
Yeah, Houston's coming off a big win against San Francisco. Stroud actually looked pretty good. One thing I looked at with this game is Houston's coming off a big win at home, and now they get to stay at home. Denver actually, this is their first road game in quite a while. They've been at home since October the 5th. So, it's a bit of a change for them now going on the road after so many home games. I kind of took the same idea I did for this game with the last one with the Colts, where I was just like, Denver's a good team, but they've won a lot of games in a row now. They're kind of due. So I'm going Houston with this one. Probably going to regret it, but I just kind of feel like, at some point, even the good teams have to lose. So I'm kind of going with Houston here.
Yeah, you make some good points, Troy, and it was almost swaying me a little bit because I'm on Denver. Houston, is Houston clicking though? Because we've been waiting. They've been
waiting. Yeah.
They're an elite. They're arguably the best defense in the league. Denver also. These, like Zach said it, these are some of the top defenses in the league. So this will be a great game. Like which offense can get some points on the board, really, and then I think it's going to come down to a lot of those 4th down decisions. Like, are we kicking or are we going for it? And then are we making the stops or not? So I could see this one. Vegas thinks it's going to be tight. Obviously, you got a 6-2 team who are the underdogs and going against a 3-4 team. So I am going Denver just because the pass rush, I think they have that elite pass rush right now. I'm assuming they're still leading in sacks despite Myles Garrett trying to out-sack entire teams at this point against a bad Houston O-line. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's what swayed me. I don't know. I think you got some good points there, Troy. I didn't even see that the five wins in a row and being home on a home game streak now going away. That's a little risky. A little risky here. All right. Where are we headed next? We got the 4-3 Jacksonville Jaguars are 3.5-point road favorites on the road in Las Vegas, who are 2-5.
Yeah, the Jags, have they kind of cooled down a little bit? It feels like the last time they've done anything was against the Chiefs on Monday or Sunday night. I forget. But I don't think they've won since. Correct me if I'm wrong there.
That's right.
But again, the Raiders, gosh, I thought they were going to be better this year with Pete Carroll and, a consistent quarterback with Geno, but that has not been the case. That being said, it's in Las Vegas, and we still don't know what Jaguars are going to do. But I think the one thing that's still intriguing me with Jaguars is Trevor Lawrence and their offense and Liam Cohen. I think He's been playing as well as he's ever been. Not that that's at a super elite level just yet, but I think the Jaguars are going to go in and take one against the Raiders, like everyone else has.
Zach has the Jaguars over the Raiders as well. He says, I don't trust either team. The Jags have to beat bad teams if they have playoff aspirations.
Yeah. So I mentioned how long Denver's been at home. Jacksonville has actually been at home for even longer. They've been at home since September 28. So it includes a bye weekend. They're obviously staying home during the bye and then all the home games.
They also went to Europe.
Okay, yeah.
One of those might have been.
But that's a second home for them.
True,
That's true.
Okay, yeah, I didn't quite catch that one. But, when I was looking at the Raiders, I would expect them to be better with Pete Carroll as well. I mean, he's obviously been super successful. They went and got Pete Carroll. They went and got Geno Smith, who was a pretty big pull away from Seattle. So it is surprising they've been this bad. And I almost wonder, is his seat getting a little hot? If they really nosedive here and lose a lot of games, is it kind of one of those things where they're like, yeah, this coach is past his prime, he's cooked? I don't know. I don't know. I went with the Raiders, honestly. We're gonna see. They're at home. I just have a hard time trusting Jacksonville heading out west. Yeah, a lot of it was built on them being home for so long, but you know what? Screw it. We're going with the Raiders.
Oh, man. Troy, nice. Okay. I don't really have a ton on this one. I think this is our first 4:00 game too, by the way. Bowers might be returning this week for back on the team since he's been injured since week 4. So that could be a big boost for them. Obviously, he's an elite tight end, pass catcher, pretty much their only pass threat option with, Genty running too. My notes are just like, is Jacksonville just mid? I think they are just Jacksonville. They're kind of like this every year. Will they not make the playoffs? AFC's pretty competitive this year. So I'm going to say no, despite having a decent start. However, I think looking at like the Jacksonville's wins, they have pretty good turnover ratio differential. So I think this is a team you can force the turnovers with Geno, obviously tied for league leading interception. So that's what kind of swayed me. I was very close to going Raiders. I'm just trying to be a little less cute. So I'll let Troy go solo on this one. All right. Next, we got the 1-7 New Orleans Saints going to the LA Rams 5-2, and they're 14.5-point favorites.
Gosh,
that's big.
That's a lot.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, it's in LA. You got Tyler Shuck starting for New Orleans for the first time in his career. He's a rookie, so that could be a boost. But the Rams have been so solid this year, and I know they've been a little banged up too. I know Puka was out a little bit, but that's a lot of points. I could see that being closer, but the Rams are going to win. Like, there's no way they don't.
Zach has the Rams over the Saints. The Saints have turned the keys over to someone named Tyler Shuck. Tank sequence initiated? ? I mean, you might as well see what he's got. He's a second-round pick. I think the argument is like Rattler played above expectations for a while, had 2 bad games, and they're just they're done. So it's a little sad for the Rattlesnake. I don't know if that was his nickname, but it should be. But I understand kind of the move here. Let's see what they got. But to throw them in against a great Rams defense and a great Rams pass rush too, it's a little cold, but I guess we'll see. Sorry, Troy, I jumped you. Go ahead.
No, it's kind of surprising. They're moving on. Well, I don't know if they're actually moving on from Rattler, but Shuck is a rookie, but he's like old. I think he was in college for 6 years. He's not like, he's 21 or 22 or anything. Like, I believe Rattler might be. I don't know. I'd have to look up their ages. But yeah, the Rams coming off a bye, they were a little dinged up, like you said, Matt. I assume they get healthy. This should be a cooking. So, Rams.
What if Tyler Shuck's the guy? What if he lights it up?
Hey, yeah, maybe. Let's see. How old is he?
What if Stafford shows up on the wash list next week?
Oh no, come on.
Tyler
Go ahead.
He's 26. So
it's not young.
Yeah.
By rookie standards, I suppose.
Yeah.
So this is our 6th HamBone lot guarantee here. I'm also on the Rams. I don't have much to add. You guys covered it pretty good. Puka should be returning. So that sways you one way or another. So be it. Here's probably the game of the week, right? Kansas City Chiefs, 5-3, going to AFC rival, the Buffalo Bills, who are 5-2. Kansas City is a 1.5 point road favorite.
Gosh, are they really 5-3 already? That is crazy.
It's kind of gross.
I feel like I blinked and they won like 4 or 5 straight. Yeah, so great game. I mean, we've seen this so many times over the course of the last 3-4 years, and every time it's a great game. And unfortunately, it's in the regular season that the Bills can only pull it off. So it's going to be in Buffalo, and gosh, I cannot wait to watch this game. The time's going to be changing too, so it's going to be getting a little dark a little earlier in Buffalo. So that'll be a little nice added scene there as well. The Chiefs are the Chiefs, though. They've proven it, and they've got Rashee Rice, and he's been scoring, it feels like, every single week since he's been back. And so it's hard to see them not lose. On the other hand, I'm going Bills. It's in Buffalo. That's all I got.
I like it. Zach's going Chiefs. Zach's got the Chiefs over the Bills. The Chiefs offense is looking scary, and he says, I hope I'm wrong. Go Bills.
Yeah, I kind of ditto what you said, Matt. These teams play so often, and it always seems like the Bills win in the regular season and the Chiefs win in the playoffs. So I'm going with Bills. It's a regular season game. This is kind of the game they always win, where they kind of like assert their, we're the new team now. We beat you. We kind of slayed the dragon, and then they meet in the playoffs and the Chiefs win. But yeah, Bills at home. Yeah,
and it'll be another. This could decide some home field advantage too down the road. So you never know. There's a lot to play for.
I thought I was going to be the only one on the Bills.
You thought you were getting a lone wolfer here.
I thought at least it'd be a split. I'm pretty. I guess I didn't really connect the dots with the Bills winning in the regular season, but then losing in the playoffs. I kind of forgot about that piece. It's just the Chiefs are just so hot. The Bills' defense is a little sus. However, Pacheco is also week to week with the MCL sprain. I don't know how much that really affects. They still got Kareem Hunt there. Oh man, I was going Bills, but now I feel like I should switch just to kind of cover here. Well, I'll say this. On my card, I don't have either of them circled, and usually I'll write like I'm leaning one way or the other. Like one of my first matches, the Bears, I didn't have it. I was kind of toss up between the Bears and Cincinnati, but I was leaning Bears. I just felt like it was a safer play, but I didn't have anything. So I'm going to go KC. I'll go with Zach here. I'm going to take his solo away there. I'll stay with Zach Rye.
Yeah, we can't give him a solo with the Chiefs. That's too easy.
Yeah.
You're betting against Mahomes, though, Troy. Or are you just
I know. I give a lot of stats and reasons for things, and I never follow my own my own direction.
Well, it's funny. I'll need to. I want to go back through and look at the transcripts on our videos because I want to be able to look like when we say cut and stuff like that. Because I referenced before like my gut and my brain, and I feel like I keep going. I can't remember which one. I think I'm going with my brain, and then like my gut's been right all along, and I keep losing those ones. So it's funny that I'm second guessing way too much.
Yeah.
Seattle Seahawks 5-2, 3.5 road favorites, going to Washington Commanders, who are fallen to 3-5.
Yeah, ooh, this will be fun. Sunday Night Football, right? So this is going to be a big uniform matchup, actually. So I'll start off with the Seahawks. They are doing their throwbacks again. I think we saw them a few weeks ago. They're blue, light gray helmets, a little bit of green trim. And the Commanders are, I don't know what they're calling them. I think that they're actually calling them something like the Super Bowl era uniforms or something like that. So it's basically, they're going to look like their uniforms when they were the Redskins, but still with the W. So it's going to be yellow face mask. I think it's white jerseys. So that'll be a really nice Sunday night game. Hopefully it's a close game. I think the Seahawks, gosh, I mean, they're a nice surprise coming out of the West. With Sam Darnold, out of all people, I guess that shouldn't be too surprising with what he did last year. But then you got Jane Daniels. I think he's coming back this week from what I've heard. Correct me if I'm wrong there. It's in DC. I mean, Seattle's coming all the way out east Sunday night. I think the Commanders might be ready to play this one. Terry McLaurin, I think, got his first touchdown last week after getting paid. So I couldn't believe it took him like 8 weeks to finally get a touchdown. I know he's been hurt, but that was crazy. I didn't even see the chainsaw with the pig there. That's a nice little touch. So a lot of talk about both, but I'm going to take the Commanders in this one.
Very nice. Zach's on the Seahawks. Seahawks over Commanders. The Commanders without Daniels just aren't very good or fun. I don't know. I think I'm not super in tuned with injuries this week. I do think he's playing, though. I feel like he's coming back, but that's just from memory hearsay, essentially.
Oh, here we go. Let's see what this says. 4 hours ago, he is set to practice full all week. Yeah, putting him on track for a return.
And it's Sunday night, right? So he's got a little bit,
Oh, gosh, but McLaurin's out again. Gosh.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Well, the Seattle's passing defense has not been great this year. So
yeah, I don't know. This one's hard. Like, what is Washington? They were last year. They were that upstart team. They obviously beat us in the playoffs. And this year, and obviously Daniels has had injury issues, but they've just really disappointed. Seattle coming off a bye is important. But it is, like you said, a long trip east for them. I went, though, with Zach here and went with Seattle just because of that, not really knowing what the Commanders are. Seattle coming off a bye, I kind of gave it the edge there, but this was a toss-up.
Yeah, I love Seattle this year, and for me, it's just kind of like, I don't think Washington's a bad team. I think I just hate them more than anything after they bounced us in that terrible playoff game last year. They're just, for me, it's so hard to pick them because I feel like they're inconsistent. They don't have a great defense. They have a bottom 6 defense and yards per game given up. A lot of it's through the air too. So JSN hopefully has a big game for my dynasty team, one of my teams. So I'm going Seattle. I don't really have any notes. Commanders at home. Matt made some good points. I don't think I'd be shocked because Seattle, again, they're 5-2, so it's like I feel like they're almost due as well. Like they're maybe overplaying their expectations, but I'm riding with them this week here. Matt's going solo. Riding solo. That was like our high school era, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Sure.
I don't know if you caught that too. All right, this is the last game, Monday night. Arizona Cardinals 2-5 at the Dallas Cowboys, who are 3-4-1. The Dallas Cowboys are 2.5 home favorite.
Yeah, I don't have a ton to say about this game. The Cowboys have been able to put up a lot of points for most of the games. The Cardinals got off to a hot start this year and basically have not done a lick since. And I don't think the Cardinals are going to be able to keep up with the Cowboys in terms of scoring. So give me the Cowboys.
Zachary. Whoa, hang on a sec. This shot, I like I said, I haven't been reading his picks ahead of time just to kind of keep a surprise factor for myself. He's going Cardinals over the Cowboys here. Did you know that Kyler Murray has never lost at Dallas's AT&T Stadium? He's 5-0 in high school, 1-0 in college, and 3-0 in the NFL.
What?
Wow.
I did not know that.
Wow.
That's actually crazy.
I'm going to be thinking about that on Monday. That's for sure.
Holy cow. I'm sure they'll probably bring that up in the broadcast.
Yeah, that's a great find there. Oh, I just got to point out that Cardinals, that reminds me, I don't know if you guys saw it a few weeks back, the Cardinals fan who had his face painted like a cardinal. If you haven't seen it, just Google Cardinals fan face paint. It's pretty hilarious. And it kind of reminds me of it was when they were wearing their bone jerseys, those bone, or what did they call them?
Yeah.
Anyway, he has like the whole beak painted on his face. It looks kind of ridiculous.
I see it. It's like, it looks like Angry Birds.
Yeah,
it does.
Because like the Cardinals logo is just from the side, but he has it painted on his face forward, so it doesn't look right.
Nice.
That's great.
But yeah, that's a great stat by Zach. It's got me kind of second guessing myself here, but my notes are, the home Cowboys are the good Cowboys. And they're at home here, and Arizona just finds ways to lose. So I'm going with the Cowboys in this one. They're at home. They'll probably put up a bunch of points. I don't know if the Cardinals will be able to keep up with them. Monday night, that's kind of America's team. It's going to be a, primetime game. So
I'm struggling.
I know you're shaking a little bit over there.
Well, again, this isn't one I picked, and I'm leaning Dallas. But Zach, that stats got me thinking because, like, Dallas burned me big time last week. I went cute with them, and they
were on the road.
On the road against a great defense, but their defense is so bad. The Cowboys can't stop anybody. So I've been playing with it back and forth. I'm still not sure. Like, I was going Cowboys. That's where I was leaning, and then Zach drops that undefeated stat, but I don't even know. Kyler is questionable. Zach did say he might be flipping if Kyler can't go, although Brissett's been doing a great job moving the ball for them too. I know it's late. Let me look really quick, because to defend them, their first 2 wins were against not great teams, but their losses are at San Francisco, home against Seattle. That Tennessee loss should never happen. That was like double magic. In Indy and Green Bay. So they've actually had a pretty tough schedule, and they play a close game every time. It's like, do I let Zach ride solo here and go with my gut? Or do I go against you guys? I don't know. I wish I had a coin to flip right now.
You can get into this game for $16. My goodness.
Wow. In Dallas, too.
In Dallas, like Monday
crazy
night.
Standing room or something.
Yeah,
I'll stay with Cowboys. I'll give Zach the solo here. He's riding solo. Zach or I? Which brings us to. Oh, okay. Well, I thought we were going to our locks, but I forgot the bye weeks. We got the Cleveland Browns, the New York Jets is celebrating their first win, first and only win, Philly, and Buccaneers.
I like the Jets one. Bucks are solid too. I like that.
Yeah.
I know. I like the little parrot guy, little skeleton parrot. All right. Time to lock it up.
I hate going first. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go with the Pack. Against Carolina. I haven't used them yet. It feels like a good spot to do it, and give me 10 on them. I feel very confident about that.
You're the last one to pick the Pack, so now we're all done locking the Pack.
Yeah.
Gross. What was the amount?
10 big ones.
Nice.
Ooh.
Let's see who Zach's got here. Zach's going here. I'll drop the. I'll wait for the anticipation purposes. He's going with the LA Rams. Rams over the Saints is a great pick here.
Yeah.
And you already know, folks. Zach's a big dog. Big dog.
Well, I like the trend of going 10, so I'm also going to go 10s. I'm going with the Cowboys.
Whoa!
I'm locking them at home.
That's crazy.
Cowboys. You can trust Dak that much, Troy?
That's spicy, bro.
Cowboys at home. I found a trend and I'm sticking to it.
Oh shoot. I'm gonna go 10 only because you're all going 10 and now I have to play catch up, but I hate it. And I'm gonna stick to my list here, even though it didn't work out last week. And this team is not a great record.
Oh yes.
Let's go. If they lose against the Tennessee Titans, granted it's away.
They've already we're 0-2 on the Chargers for locks, mind you.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. We're doing it. Justin Herbert's been going out with is he married or girlfriend? I don't know. He's been going out to baseball games and other events. I've seen him on X, aka Twitter. I don't love it.
No one has correctly picked the Chargers yet.
Well, I wanted to go Chargers this week, okay? And I was gonna go 5, and then I was like, maybe I need to do 7 to like kind of catch back up. And then you all go 10, so screw it. You know what? I don't even care. I'm sending it.
Send it.
I might be deep in a grave after this, but that's how it goes. You know, that's half the fun. There's no punishment that we've came up with, at least. Someone asked me that when I was explaining this to a coworker. They're like, oh, is that like a fantasy football thing where there's like a punishment for the loser? And I was like, I don't think so. We could work into
kicked
something.
Off the show.
That'd be awesome. You get replaced. Yeah, you get like relegated like the Premier Soccer leagues over there. All right. Tell me down below. I gotta do my little graphics plug. I love doing the graphics for you guys. Tell me more ideas. Tell me what your favorite Halloween one is. What are you dressing up for Halloween, boys? I don't know if you're out there listening. If you make it to this far into the video, congratulations. You have a bunch of NFL knowledge because we are amateur professional analysts at this point.
Yeah, and also if you want to listen to us in your car and you don't want to watch YouTube, we're on Spotify as well, so you can drive to work, listen to us there as well. So
that's us stacking. Just every week we're stacking. We're building something here. But yeah, thanks for joining us. Enjoy our little outro song here, and we'll see you next time.
See y'all.
Yeah. It's the HamBonez show. You know how we roll. Troy with the numbers. Man in the zone. JMO got the graphics. Let's go. Step in the booth. This a HamBonez vibe. Every week we alive. Football talking worldwide. Troy got the stats breaking down like a pro. Matt got the uniform arms dripping head to toe. JMO on the visuals, fresh like the paint. We the triple threat, ain't no way we ain't HamBonez. We running the game, never alone. But bones, that's the style that we bone. HamBonez, we running the game, never alone. Talking football, stats and style right from the throne. Fast beat, fast life, every week we ignite. HamBonez, yeah we do it right. Troy spitting numbers, got the facts on lock. Matt breaking down jerseys, every thread, every sock. JMO with the graphics, got the highlights popping. We the team you tune in when the action ain't stopping. From the field to the mic, we bringing the heat. HamBonez on the rise, can't accept defeat. HamBonez, we running the game, never alone. Talking football, stats and style right from the throne. Fast beat, fast life, every week we ignite. HamBonez, yeah we do it right. So tune in, HamBonez every week, don't miss. With Troy, Matt, and JMO, we bringing the blitz. Football, fashion, graphics, we got it all. HamBonez on the beat, we forever stand soft.